Hello everybody. The video I have for you today is all about our cards and counters activity. I actually filmed my daughter doing this activity, but before I show you the video I took of her doing the activity, I thought I'd just explain more in detail what it is and what it entails. In our classroom we have wooden cards with the numerals from 1 to 10 on them. The child then places them on the mat in the correct order from starting at 1 in sequential order to 2, 3, 4, etc. Obviously, the prerequisite for this activity, your child needs to be able to recognize numbers. If your child is too little and they don't know their numbers yet, I'll explain another activity you can do with them. But for now, this activity is for children who can already recognize numbers. You'll see in the video I found little glass stones. Normally people use them in vases for flower arranging, like little glass pebbles. You can use beans or beads, pom-poms, whatever you may have lying around that you have plenty of. And how the activity works is the child obviously has recognized the numerals. They've placed them in order from 1 to 10. They then look at numeral 1 and they have to count out one bead or bean, whatever it is you're using, and place it under the 1. I do go into detail on the video about how we put 2 in a row, and so we have 2 columns underneath each number, and this is for an extension activity later on which involves odds and evens, but I'm not going to go into detail with that now. For the little children who don't recognize numbers yet, what you can do is just your basic counting, so you can still use beans and beads or whatever you may have at home. Maybe start with a few between 5 and 10, and you can place them out and you can count them out first. Encourage your child to count with you and then get them to count on their own. Obviously, in 1 week, just focus on getting to one number first, and as they master that concept, so you can move on and add more numbers for the counting. Okay, so I'm just going to pause. Right, so today here I've got a video of Julie Ann doing the cards and counters activity. As you can see, I printed out some numbers. If you don't have a printer, you can write them out by hand. We had some pebbles available. They normally put them in flower vases, but you can use buttons or pom-poms, beans, anything that you have available. And the objective is they have to recognize the number and place that number of objects underneath the number. So I thought I'd take a video and show you how Julie Ann is doing the cards and counters.
Can I see the video?
You will also notice that we do 2 columns of each. So for instance, when we come to number 3, we put them in 1, 2, and we start another row underneath, rows of 2. The reason we do this is an extension of this activity is once they've grasped the cards and counters, we do an activity called odds and evens. And if you put a ruler between the 2, you need to see whether the columns are equal, are they even, or are they odd. So that is an extension, and that's why we lay it out with 2 objects per row. Sorry, Julie Ann is looking for colors that are the same. Not all children are the same, but yeah, we just go with it. In cards and counters, when the children are placing out their beads, it is critical that they actually count out loud. So you can also hear their counting process, and it just reiterates it. As I say, we always like to work with the whole child. So again, they're seeing the numbers, they're counting, but by counting out loud, they're also using their hearing sense. In the video, you saw my daughter actually wasn't counting out. One of the reasons in the Montessori classroom that we only use plain colored items is you will notice she was very distracted by all the different colors of the stones. So instead of just having plain red, I had a mix of red, white and blue. So my daughter was actually trying to find particular colors that she wanted to count with, so she wasn't focusing on counting. Also in the video you'll see my daughter went up to 24. This is not normal. I just happen to have a printout of all the different numbers, and I know she is capable of counting to more than 10, and hence the reason I just extended the activity and let her count all the way up to 24. So it really is up to you and your child, but the basic activity in our class is from 1 to 10. Again, you can just get pieces of paper and write out the numerals. You don't have to have a printer or the wooden card numbers. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm still busy with our moon activity, and I will post it as soon as it's ready. Have a lovely day.